climate. I wanted to talk about climate. All over the right-wing sphere, there are people saying, look at how cold it is. How can you say there's global warming? Well, here's what's going on. Global warming is reducing the temperature difference between the equatorial regions and the polar regions, because the polar regions are warming 4 times faster than the equatorial regions. The center of the Earth, the middle of the Earth, is not warming as fast as the poles. And there's a whole bunch of atmosphere physics that has to do with that. But basically, that difference, that temperature gradient, in other words, that difference between temperatures of air at different latitudes, is what accounts for the speed and intensity of and the patterns of the flow of air as it goes around the Earth in response to the Earth spinning on its axis. You with me? Okay, the Earth is spinning, the atmosphere is spinning a little more slowly, and we call that wind. And in that wind, there are currents that are associated with temperatures. And one of those big currents, the major one that affects temperature in North America, is called the jet stream. And the jet stream normally, this time of year, is flowing basically over Canada or over the northern part of North America. And it's carrying, you've got cold polar air above it, and you've got warmer equatorial air and from the equator north below it, south of it. But the jet stream has been weakened. The way that Emily Atkin describes it over at Climate Progress, Think Progress's blog, is the drunken jet stream. It has become weakened by the fact that the temperature difference between the air below and the air above, the air south and the air north, is not as great as it used to be, because the Earth has warmed up about a little more than a degree in the last 30 years. And because that temperature difference is not as great, the jet stream is not as rigid as it used to be. It's waving around. And so the jet stream is dipping way south right now, and above it, of course, is this mass of polar air. So the polar air, the air that from the North Pole, is literally spilling down over the northern part of North America. It doesn't mean that the planet is getting colder. It's another sign that the planet is getting warmer. Now, I realize this may be too much for Sean Hannity to understand, or the folks over at Fox News, but this is how it works. Warming up the planet doesn't just cause every place to get warmer. You've got the polar icebreaker down in the Antarctic. You've got the icebreakers that are stuck in the ice down there. What you get is global weirding. You get the extremes start popping more extreme. You get dry areas get drier, wet areas get wetter, some the other way around. Hot areas get hotter, cold areas get colder, sometimes the other way around. It all depends on where you are, and depends on whether or not you have mountains around you, and how the air currents are flowing, and what they run into as a consequence of the spinning of the Earth, and the relative temperatures. So anyhow, the net of this, if anybody says, hey, what's this? How can you say that there's global warming when it's so damn cold out there? The simple answer is that if we had not seen a 5% increase in the amount of moisture in the upper atmosphere and a over 1 degree Celsius increase in the overall temperature of the planet, and a 3 to 4 degree increase in the temperature of the polar regions over the last 30 to 40 years, we may still see what we're seeing right now, because we have seen it before. It happened back in the 70s, something close to it. But we're going to start seeing this kind of thing more frequently.